It's no secret that Trump's relationship with the press has always been hostile. And last week was yet another display of this relationship when he was asked a perfectly reasonable question about the report that he plans to accept a luxury jet from Qatar.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why
It's
not leave
only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, 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 don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know, there was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear of him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, no, I insist on putting it. Then they putt it and they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them. You know what? Remember that, Sam Snead. When they give you a putt, you pick it up and you walk to the next hole and you say, thank you very much. It's not a gift to me, it's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better, because you've been embarrassed enough, and so has your network. Your network is a disaster. ABC is a disaster.
The thing here is, Trump clearly only likes when the press is nice to him. So by covering the things he says and does, just the way he says and does them, is in his opinion being mean. Back in the first campaign, he famously calls the media fake news. He also constantly attacked individual journalists by calling them all sorts of names. But in his second term, Trump's administration has escalated these attacks on free speech, from detaining a university student for co-authoring an op-ed on Gaza to Trump calling for Republicans to defund NPR and PBS, calling them radical left monsters that so badly hurt our country. And in March, he even went to the DOJ to issue this embarrassing statement.
Unfortunately, in recent years, a corrupt group of hacks and radicals within the ranks of the American government obliterated the trust and goodwill built up over generations. They spied on my campaign, launched one hoax and disinformation operation after another, broke the law on a colossal scale, persecuted my family, staff, and supporters, raided my home, Mar-a-Lago, and did everything within their power to prevent me from becoming the President of the United States. But in the end, the thugs failed and the truth won. Our predecessors turned this Department of Justice into the Department of Injustice. But I stand before you today to declare that those days are over, and they are never going to come back. They're never coming back.
So as Trump's aggression has gone up, some press outlets have gotten even more submissive, because during Trump's first term, a lot of outlets positioned themselves as defenders of free speech. The Washington Post, for instance, had a slogan, "Democracy dies in darkness." But this time, even before the election, they seemed very gentle. That's because its owner, Jeff Bezos, has been accused of interfering in its coverage. But this ordeal has now reached a point where Trump gets his way with how he wants the media to report about his decisions. Here are some noticeable incidents that proves this shift.
What has made you and your team so effective in finding, locating, apprehending, and deporting these violent, illegal migrants?
I love this guy. I wish more people would ask questions like that.
And so Trump has supercharged his assault on big broadcast channels, most noticeably CBS, which he is currently suing for an interview the broadcaster did with Kamala Harris through its 60-minute channel.
By the way, did you see 60 Minutes? Her answer was so incompetent that CBS and 60 Minutes, a prestigious show, but I knew they were crooked as hell for years. They used to do the opposite to me. You know, to me, they used to cut my statement. To her, they added the statement on. This is a big difference. You want the guy that gets cut. They cut it because I made such great statements. I said, why did you cut that statement? Well, we just felt we had to do it for time. They cut the heart out of the statements. But for me, they cut the statements. For them, they added it. So they took her entire statement out, and they took some just words. It's just words. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with her. They took these words. So think of this. And you know they got caught. I think it's the greatest scandal in broadcast history, actually. They took it out, and they added something else in. You think they'd do that for Trump? Her statement was so bad that rather than airing it, they cut it out. They took out the whole thing, and they added a much shorter statement that she made.
This has made a lot of experts worried that the administration is trying hard to silence any voice that dares to hold them to account by violating people's freedom of speech using illegal means.